Hello and welcome back, guys. We have just concluded our map number one on console, in which Absolute Take took a very decisive 7-1 lead. Guys, we're going to be moving into our map number two in just a bit, which this time is supposed to be, checking my notes, on Oregon. Yes, and then if we ever get, well, actually no, we are going to say best of five. The third map is going to be Clubhouse. So fourth and fifth, I'm not sure exactly what yet, but what are we doing? Let's introduce ourselves once again. I'm Black and Blue. With me is Raph. How you doing, man?
I am doing mighty fine and mighty excited for the second map. Hopefully HB can get their bearings together. It did look like that first map was a little rocky for them. But hopefully they finally realize that, oh no, this is Absolute Gaming. Absolute Gaming is playing well pretty different compared to the previous teams they've encountered. Not to discredit them, but again, it's a different beast altogether.
It definitely is, and you've been seeing like the results of that. Absolute Gaming, our team, they're really one that plays together, compartmentalized and compact. And HB, the stuff that they're trying to pull, honestly, it might work against some other teams, but Absolute Gaming is going to be a bit more difficult to try and pull off the strats that they have in mind really against them. So HB, I still do think they have a chance, guys. This is a best of five series, and I do think that HB are going to be able to take a few maps here, maybe a map or two. If anything, they have to win three to be able to win, but Absolute are probably going to come out to the series of my just predictions, because well, they're the more experienced, more organized, and really the better team right now. So HB, they are the underdogs. We also know what underdogs can do, though, in such a high situation. They can really flip the script on its head. But look at here, Jackal and Thatcher banned already. Makes sense, as we're going to be playing on Oregon.
That's absolutely right. At Absolute, once again, just talking about how they are as a team, they've already have so many flowcharts. They have so many things ingrained in their muscle memory. Again, a unsurprising ban onto Mira. Mira's fairly strong on this map. But what's the best way to deal with Mira? Just ban her. Don't deal with her at all. Absolute Gaming, again, just to champion them a bit more. Again, they've just been so organized. Every time you see them falter a little, they always have a contingency. They always have a backup plan, and I think that's something HB could definitely pick up from them moving forward with the series, because as you've mentioned, it is a best of five. There is room for adjustment, and hopefully HB can find that wiggle room.
Well, Clash Mirror are the last two bans here for the defensive side, coming in from HB and Absolute respectively, and so I think the mirror ban is a direct counter to how they know that HB might want to incorporate the mirror here towards basement, but they're gonna be playing 2F kids dorms for now, and Absolute Gaming, they're gonna be on the attack. We saw HB defend as well during the previous round, but during the previous map, it didn't look too well though. A bit how do I say this? High risk is some of their plays, and you really have to play console very compact. Oregon though, kind of, we've seen some exemplary pro plays made here on Oregon, just individual plays somehow carrying an entire round, and so I'm not even surprised if HB does better here in Oregon. I don't know if they're going to be able to take it against Absolute, but I do think they're going to be able to play this one, making it more competitive and a closer game than the previous one was.
I'm kind of curious what the Maverick pick is for. I mean, essentially it's for bridge walls, but other than that, if I'm not mistaken, is he even rocking the frags right now? Let me check. Yes, he is. So again, very, very niche, but I know Absolute has a plan for everything. And obviously with the Maverick pick, this is gonna pretty much neutralize Cade tricking by Lodi.
I think that's the idea right now, right? Because they know that there's a Thatcher ban, so they can't really just easily remove the Electric Claw coming in here. But Kincaid, he's going to be playing this, and look at this. Aaron, he's going to go for the peek, and oh, what a good opening spawn peek coming in from, but they shut him down in return. One of their members down in return, as Kincaid is able to find LCO. That's the Jaeger removed, and Nervash removed from HB and Absolute, respectively.
And again, pretty fair game. Still losing the Jaeger, losing the Zophie. I wouldn't say Zophie is a high value pick. Still, a pick is a pick. That's one less soft breach to worry about. But again, Ash with the recent buff, 3 breaching rounds, pretty insane. Aaron Berger is looking to cook up a double kill for him. That's his second frag of the round alone. And that's also the ace. Now this time around, losing an ace this early, that's gonna prove a little more problematic for for Absolute Gaming moving forward. But Jur looks to aggressively take control of Big Window and so far uncontested. Meanwhile, Kincaid is working on the bridge walls as we've mentioned. That Hibana is down as well with the diffuser. This is looking hell of a lot cleaner this time around for HB.
This is definitely HB starting things up with a good opening pick there to find Nervash on the Zofia. Kincaid's going to be last one left alive. He's going to be able to make a crouch rotation hole for him here with the Maverick, and he's going to be able to crawl on through safely too. But right around the corner, he has to be careful. There are two defenders here from the side of HB. They know he's crawling through, and there he is. He's going to get found as Chusky shuts him down, SMG-11 in hand. That's going to be an opening round, and HB already look a lot better here, Raph, than they did on Consulate.
Oh, definitely. Aaron Berger giving the momentum that they desperately needed, and they just kind of rode on that. Meanwhile, on the side of Absolute Gaming, again, as I mentioned, losing a Zophie, not too much of a big deal early on, but losing the Ace, now that's something to really sting.
I mean, it's not that Zophie is a small pick, guys, because obviously she brings lots of firepower and utility removal. Coming from her side, she has 2 impacts to help that case, and she has a good gun as well to support that. But it's the thing is, like, you'd rather lose one of your entry fraggers than lose one of your supports early on, right? I'd rather lose my Ash or my Zophie rather than lose my Thermite or Thatcher first. And in any case, not that it's a small pick, but obviously a pick is a pick, as Raph does say. It's just that
attackers need to locate
when they actually did find the picks that really did matter, first and foremost, like the for example, the Ace, that was a big oof, because that one really hurts. Anybody can frag, of course. It helps to have a lot of firepower in the hands of, like, Nervash and Jurger on the Zophie and Ash, respectively, but when you do lose a opening pick to, for example, your Hibana is the one who gets picked, first and foremost, or your Nomad gets picked, or Machi Bros, that hurts quite a bit more than really losing an entry fragger, because, well, I think we'd all rather have that support in there than really just an added gun.
Yeah, essentially. Anyway, again, no discrediting to other fellow entry fraggers out there. Essentially, our job is to die anyway.
Yeah.
The frags are a bonus, so they just kind of speed up our job just a tiny bit. But again, losing that manpower early still hurts. But just reinforcing Nico's point, you just want to have that hard breach early on, because what's an entry fragger going to do it with a reinforced wall? But this time around, it does look like they are going to go for a bit more of a careful approach, and a very early basement hold on HB as well, not pulling any punches. Interesting Warden pick, if I would point that out.
Yeah, well, they do have Nervash here with 2 stuns on him, 3 flashbangs inside the Bardock, and 3 more on Machi Bros. I think they're trying to kind of anticipate like a smoke plant coming in here from the side of them, because or a Ying also coming in from the side of Absolute Gaming. That's why they pull out the Warden. He also does have a shield, so that is perhaps a reason why they would want to bring him out, to kind of compensate for Wamai losing his shield. So they can't really play Wamai anymore. They're just going to stick with the Jaeger, as they do have a shield here on Chusky with a smoke as well. They also have Goyo, so they have lots of shields. They have 4 shields in play right now. 2 on Goyo, 1 on Chusky, and 1 on Aaron Berger, who are on the smoke and the Warden respectively. So lots of shields coming into play here. 2 of them focused towards the bunker side, 1 on elbow, 1 by the door, and some ADSs to support them as well. So the defense right now is looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good indeed, as again, great insight from Black and Blue. A lot of reads coming in from both sides, but it's gonna be a little problematic, I would say. Again, HB still has this tendency to play a lot more forward than they should. Aaron Berger actually getting chipped away there. Thankfully, he is a 3 armor, so he will take a bit more punishment than the standard operator. Meanwhile, on the side of Kincaid as well, just taking slightly above half health damage. No utility hasn't been spent on either side. And Absolute Gaming once again going for that really grueling pace that they're known to do. Hopefully this time they don't lose Bardock early.
Absolute Gaming are one of the teams here in PH that really did well when it came to like the 30-second meta, because they knew when their execute does come in, they're actually very good on it, and they're also very patient under play as well. So Nervash is able to find a frag here on their Aaron Berger, and that's honestly, first and foremost, getting me hungry. But second, that's a good pick coming in from there. Nervash is able to find another frag. Chusky goes down. That's going to leave elbow open. So I believe he's going to be able to push here. And Machi Bros and Nervash, a third for Nervash right now here on the Lodi. Machi Bros will get a double kill. And that was a 2-man show from Nervash and Machi Bros, getting 3 kills and 2 kills respectively here on the Nomad and the Zofia from them. So a good opening round here coming from Absolute Gaming to even things up 1-1.
That just reinforces the point that you previously mentioned. They're so aware of their executes, you know, they know exactly what to do and when to do it. And that's something a lot of players don't realize. Your timing relative to your teammates' timing as well. Because again, sure you'll have the right execute in hand, but if you keep going one by one, then you're just giving them free frags, and that's absolutely not the case for Absolute. This time around, they want to have another crack at it. They had the right idea, but Aaron Berger looks like he will take the Wamai instead of the Warden. I would say this is a bit better of a pick. Again, he doesn't have the shield, but that 1.5x on the MP5K, a lot more firepower compared to the SMG12 and the MPX respectively. So this could possibly be another round there looking to get early momentum through the Wamai player.
Aaron Burger is really getting me hungry. Let me ask you one real quick question, Raf. Burgers or hot dogs?
Can we not like talk about food? But if I had to eat one or just choose one, I think I'd rather go for a burger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Please,
good.
no
Anyway,
more food.
why does he have to put that as a secondary name? Who knows? In any case, maybe that's kind of like a strategic way to maybe target enemy players in ranked. They're going to be focused on his name. They're going to be too hungry to actually play against him in ranked. So maybe
Yes.
it's a 300 IQ play. Anywho,
Or
moving
he-
in here, another basement defense coming in, Raf, and more of the same we're really seeing from HB.
Yeah, this time around, it's just a matter of how they're adjusting towards Absolute's attack. They know that Absolute loves to, again, they want to time everything, right? So the disjointing that Aaron Berger did in that first round where he got 2 early picks, that could possibly be the stifling dagger on the side of Absolute Gaming. But just a footnote on Aaron Berger. Aaron Berger could possibly be a giant weeb. Because, you know, he might be an AOT fan, Aaron Yeager. It's like, you know what? It might be funny to replace Yeager with Berger. But, you know, that's just my 2
I'm
cents.
pretty sure that's like his inspiration for that, right? Especially that Attack on Titan season. Well, Schrock is able to find the opening pick on KD, but as I was saying, especially as that show season is coming up here on like the 4th right now and the last, so I don't doubt he's trying to rep his fandom.
Mm-hmm. But again, an early pick onto Kincaid are losing the Maverick. Maverick, again, that's just losing a bit more firepower towards the hatches here. But again, anything's important as Schwak will fall. And Matchy Bros actually gets a quick double onto LCO as well. Looking for more. Again, supports can frag out. This is not a gun you'd normally want to entry with its inherent stats, but it doesn't matter. Matchy Bros can line it up and knock him down. As HB is left with 3 players and they're all on site, so that is essentially giving up a million map control on their side.
Lodi looking here towards the freezer where Gerger is waiting G36 in hand with a 1.5, so that's gonna give him a bit more added range maybe than the R4C, but a bit less DPS. Still very viable. There's so many reasons to pick it and why not to, so it really comes out to peripheral preference. And so Lodi here playing inside the freezer. He has to be very careful. He's going to get found, actually, and Laundry might be completely open now as Gerger finds an opening pick, peeking it from freezer. He's going to be moving into Laundry as well, and Nirvash will chime it off. Machi Bros close things out. Chusky, last one to die once again. And Absolute Gaming, another great take here in the basement. It doesn't seem like basement is really a great site for HB right now.
It isn't, with the looks of things. Again, I think they got their idea of getting Kincaid. They want to stagger. They want to be disruptive to Absolute's offense. But so far, Absolute's still firing on all cylinders despite getting this off rhythm on their hands. And it looks like this time around, HB has learned their lesson. 2 in a row for basement losing. Like, you know what? Let's just go back to what we won. Let's go for old reliable. I would be interested, or rather, it'd be interesting to see for Absolute to go for a bit of a vertical play. They do have the tools to do so. But, again, we'll just see with their approach here.
Yeah, with Ash now having 3 breaching rounds, and then you obviously can equip the secondary breaching charges, you can have potentially up to 6, soft floor holes placed for their side if they wanted to go vertical. But of course, that will only happen down to up, and so now you're gonna have to do the opposite from below, looking up with the Ash charges and the Zophie impacts. I mean, they don't have a buck, which would normally be ideal for going down to up vertical, but it can be doable if they have good information to deal with it. And so we're gonna see here more of the same double reinforcements on both sides of Attic Bridge, and Also be reinforcing here bedroom, it seems, master bedroom. Some teams like
5 seconds to go.
lining this up with sight lines or even footholds, and so in this case, I think they're going to go for just reinforcing it. A single reinforcement though towards armory, not both. Very interestingly enough.
Yeah. Did I miss something, or did they put down the APAC shield for balcony, or did they not? Oh, they did.
They actually. I'm not sure where the shield is because it's not in trophy. They're looking towards bedroom for sure. So I'm not sure where the shield might have been placed. I'm not. Did they place it towards attic? I don't think so either. I think if we get a another overhead view, we might be able to find it. No, it's not in attic. I'm not sure where exactly they placed their shield. They should have one here on the side of... Actually, no, none of them have a shield, now I think of it, because they removed the shield from Y, so there is no shield in place. So they actually go for the Nitro cells instead, and Romai tossed out here on Aaron Yeager. Ooh, a good frag coming from Machi Bros. Will he find a second, though, as Schwag goes for the peak?
That gun has 45 bullets, and he's making use of all of them. Machi Bros once again being the firecracker for Absolute Gaming. That Kaid, that is definitely gonna hurt, but again, with a Maverick on their team, I guess it doesn't really matter. Still though, that additional firepower is something you would want in the mid rounds. So far, Aaron Berger has been quite quiet. Does look like Bardock is looking to go for a bit of a sightline plus a vault hole here. Not a lot of defenders invested towards trophy, as well as Schwak and LCO will double team Kincaid. Aaron Berger finds Bardock as well. Meanwhile, Machi Bros, the only fragger in Absolute, will find Aaron Berger. 3v3 situation, but the rest of Absolute have to step it up as the Nomad falls. 2v3 now. Schwak is down to half health, as well as Chusky. Still Ash and Zophie. Firepower is the name of the game for both these operators. Hopefully they can swing something in the favor of their team.
Yeah, it's going to be 2v3, and I do believe this is doable. They have a lot of firepower in their hands, and so maybe not much shields left on them, but they do have one hell of a sharp sword each. These guys are going to be able to potentially bring this back. It is a 2v3, though, and it is heavily in the favor right now of HB, but it isn't too lopsided. If they find an opening pick here, especially on Shuaku, I believe, is inside attic, then that might open things up. Jurger does remove the proximity alarm there. Being wary of a player in attic, I think he can hear him out, but the roam... Oh no! What is this? Jurger, what a great find to find LCO! That was a 1 in a million shot to find that! There was... The timing is perfect. I think he heard LCO walking underneath him, and there just somehow was a hole for him to actually get the peek, and Schwak is going to try and peek in here from the attic door. Nervash, he's going to try and clear him out as well. Jurger trying to pincer him inside bunk. He's going to go for the peek. Schwak, he's able to find a frag though here in Nervash, but a good trade in coming from Jurger, and there it is. Chusky will get the trade off on him as well. HB do tie up the game 2-2.
And HB looking a lot better compared to their map 1, actually going toe-to-toe with Absolute Gaming. Meanwhile, the curse of the silenced G36 looms once more, as they lost the round on the moment they put a suppressor in the G36. I really don't know why people do that.
It's been an APAC thing, you know, you see red dots, you see suppressors. For some reason, people in APAC like playing with those things, and I have been seeing them make it work, so I can't really harp on it too much,
yeah.
But like I can't knock on it, yeah, but if it works for them, I guess. It's just very interesting.
Chusky says it was a lucky shot. Luck or skill, it doesn't matter. They are 2-2 right now. This does look like the Maverick is coming for another swig. I feel like the Sledge would have been I wouldn't really say better, but again, they would have a different approach, maybe leaning towards a bit more aggression. But now going to basement, can HB pull something off, or will Absolute keep their record for basement clean in this series?
That's the question, and I think they're not going to be really changing up too much here. The only difference that might be happening is that, well, actually no, the rotations is the exact same into
Exact
Alpha
same.
as well. So there isn't really much of a difference here. You're going to be trying more of the same. Freezer wall once again on the left side, reinforced on the right side, opened up here, facing towards Freezer, and so not much difference. We're going to reinforce the meeting hatch there from Whiskey. You can see him. And yeah, at this point, you just have to work on kind of like the bread and butter, because this is really the strat that they want to roll with when it comes to holding basement. And maybe Aaron might be able to find something here.
Aaron has been the tip of the spear for HB. Again, he's been the one leading the disjointing spawn peaks, but it does look like Absolute knows of his ways and goes for a fairly safer, rather rotation into the site here. But oh, Oh, that's gonna be big damage. Oh, and that's a dead Nerve Ash. That is gonna be 3 breaching rounds. Absolutely unused as Lodi will find an early pick. And it does look like the spawn peaks are actually working in the favor of HB. Now, this is something that completely went Ori in the previous map. But so far, Oregon has been good to them.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to spawn peaks previously on console too. It just hasn't been working out for them. But now, they're actually able to find 2 rounds now where they get the opening pick off of spawn peaks. And so, good job here coming in from HB. Looking a lot better already than they were on consulate. LCO, he's going to get droned out there from the servers. And so, falls back down into Freezer. That's a big rotation there in Freezer, and that might be very dangerous for them. Typically, some teams like to just give sidelines, but if they want to play a rotation on that, then sure. It might be a bit risky.
Once again, LCO will be trying to play at the base of those of tower stairs. They're trying to back up his boy in Aaron Berger, but Machi Bros entry Nomad worked once, worked twice, worked 3 times in a row as well. Now Jur is collapsing onto Chusky, but Chusky will trade with Jur as well. So 3v3, no ground lost or gained for any of the teams really. But still a little spread out here. Aaron would like to rotate a little bit faster unless he wants Absolute to collapse with the numbers. Bardock and Kincaid are actually quite deep at the Freezer, and this is kind of why you want to put some sightlines here. You don't want to give this up for free. Meanwhile, Aaron's still wary of the base of the tower push. But no presence from Absolute being shown here. It's actually Machi Bros going for front stairs. Schwak could potentially be in a bit of a fight here. Both the hard breachers are here. Oh, and he actually gets the Hibana trying to get the prone peak away from Schwak. But Schwak holds steady. Kincaid and Machi Bros are here though. Barely saves Machi Bros there. Oh my goodness, that was close.
2v2 situation right now. Machi, he's going to stick to plant, and Lodi's going to try and do something about it. You're going to be pushing in here now. Kincaid holding in from Freezer. He's going to have to hold a crossfire here for Machi Bros to not get pushed from the hallway side, but Lodi's already inside the supply closet. And he's going to be looking here from the small room, going through the rotation now to try and contest here. But Cade, all he has to do right now is hold on to the freezer wall because he does not have to push. Goes for the big and he does get the down here. That's going to be the kill confirmed as well onto Aaron Berger. Will he get the nitrous off? No, he won't. Machi Bros will swing wide from Laundry side, and that is going to be a 3rd round on the board to put Absolute Gaming up once again, 3-2.
Again, it's just the part of HB overextending. They got the first peaks. All they had to do is run back to site. Turtle up there. They will always have the numbers advantage. But still, we saw a lot of their roamers and even some of their anchors just play outside of sight. Again, can't really knock on them too much. It has been working, but yeah, sooner or later, Absolute is gonna adjust, and the adjustments are definitely coming in. Meanwhile, we have a Valkyrie and Aaron Berger here. I think that's a potential candidate for 6th pick, but will he lock it in? I think he will. No deviations on the side of Absolute, but it does look like this Zophie is going to be a candidate for a swap as well.
The Zophie, will they swap her out? Yes, they will. Sledge is the pick here, and I mean, it makes sense if they're going to be attacking the laundry room. I guess they want to kind of have the nades instead. So, since the fact that, you know, basement is so compact, it might be a bit more viable to chuck in a nade there, especially when you want to clear elbow. Because if you have a Zophie, okay, you can remove the shield on elbow, but that doesn't mean you're going to confirm the kill on the player behind it, because he's probably going to fall back into the rotation. If you have a nade and 10 frags here in Machi, by the way, just as you guys saw there, I think I was Machi with 10 frags. In any case, yeah, as I was saying, if you have a shield on elbow, if you have a nade, then you could potentially remove that shield and kill the player all in one go. 2 birds and 1 stone, and I think that's what they're going to be flexing the Zophie out for the Sledge. In any case, both very high fragging ops. They're both an entry fragger, really. And so, let's see how things are going to play out here for HB and Absolute.
Attackers are moving out to locate
Again, they just do not want to overextend. I can't believe Aaron is still going for this, and he gets Machi Bros. That's the diffuser down when it's outside still. That's going to be a lot of momentum lost on Absolute Gaming. That's a little frustrating. We already see a bit of a banter in alt chat here, but again, I cannot believe Aaron Berger would go for something like this many times. That, hey, if it works, it works. Hopefully, though, they can end the dry spell on basement here with that early pick. But Absolute Gaming, they're not going to give this away for free. Meanwhile, Lodi holding down the fort here. Been pretty much the case for this map.
Yeah, if you guys are reading the chat, I do believe that it is allowed. It's not like you spawn it automatically there. He had to peek out just a second. before he can actually get shot, because when you do spawn, there should be at least a bare piece of cover. You just have to be careful, because as soon as you move that cover, which might be a second after you spawn, you can get shot, but it's not like they can see your model actually load up into the screen. So
That's right.
that's allowed. That's allowed. There were times in Rainbow Six where like you can literally, people can spawn right in front of your vision. You can literally see them come into life and just pop into existence in front of you if you're a defender and you're holding the right angle. But in this case, that doesn't exist anymore. And LCO is gonna find that frag on Kane. A good opening pick from him.
Absolute. I don't know what's going through their minds right now, because so far this basement hold was pretty much prey for them, but it does look like HB is going for the LatAm style of holding pretty much every bot site. Well, with the exclusion of 1 or 2 players at least. This time around though, Absolute Gaming, they do get a plant off despite having 2 members down, 3 members down, now 4 members down. That was super risky. It isn't paying off as well. Jer's the last person alive. He will get a consolation prize by finding 1. Can he find a second? Just at least make this clutch a little doable. But it does look like HB's doing the right read by not moving at all and just trying to compact, get those trades in. Oh, and Chusky, I cursed him. I thought it was coming in. Can he find a third for himself though? He has the right idea of looking through main stairs. Jer can get the peek, but no, it's actually Aaron with MP5K to pull it out of his hat and end the round for his team.
A good find there from Aaron to close things off, and really, it was off of the exemplary plays of the Kaid. They're coming in from the side of HB, so they do equalize things up as we move into the second half. Things are tied up, and so it's like we're back down to 0. This time, Absolute Gaming, though, are going to be on the defense, and we're going to be going into basement first and foremost. Goyo, Smoke, Malusi, Mozzie, Nervash. What he's going to pick? On the Jaeger. This looks like a pretty good lineup. I wouldn't be surprised if they move Mozzie into a mute, but if anything, this is a pretty solid lineup that they might want to stick with already. They pull out the Monty here on Chusky, Zophie, Gridlock, Ace on Ash, and Pumaek ka pa nga sa akin. Pumik. Yeah, he peeked. That's a thing. So it's legal because he actually had to peek into it before he died.
To locate and defuse bomb.
And, you know, this is all in good fun. You know, this is clean competition. Yeah, it's all good basically.
They're not actually beefing.
Yeah. But in any case, peaks are pretty risky. Again, on any team really, on any side, offense or defense. You just don't want to give up that early man advantage or disadvantage in that case. I think this is about time for AG to flex their, or rather Absolute Gaming to flex how well they are versed defensively, because I think HB's attacking side is considerably weaker. They do look a little more disjointed compared to their defense. That's pertaining to the last map they played. But again, Oregon has been a different story for everyone, so possibly they could right the wrongs of the previous map.
Might be able to turn back the time and make everything right, hopefully, here, as HB do have a chance of taking this map from Absolute Gaming, to be completely honest with you. It's going to be a bit difficult. They're on the attacking side right now, so Absolute Gaming do have an advantage still coming into this, but of course, HB can work around that if they play their cards right. Not the best cards to be dealt, but still, they do have a decent hand, and something might be able to happen here. They're going to be seeing, you can see them drone off the entire side of towers, and they also do place gridlock traps on it, so make sure nobody actually pushes from there. They don't want to have to deal with that. And they're going to be trying to make their way inside the bunker as well. So I assume like a kind of a two-pronged attack is going to come here. One from Freezer, and then some of them pushing in from the bunk, which will be the main push coming in from bunker, because of the fact that you can already see the Monty here on the side of Chusky trying to push in, and Lodi, and I believe that's supposed to be the Ash here and Aaron trying to support him.
Looks like the Smoke is gonna be playing this Cubby here. Will get stunned up. It doesn't matter. He does have those nades to just hold him off for a minimum of 10 seconds. I'm not sure if he wants to burn all of it, but it does look like the main brunt of HB is ganging up towards Big Door here. Knows one where one is. Chusky's gonna get slowed down by the Banshee here. He finds the Smoke, drops down the shield. Can he win this duel though? He is getting meleeed, and he will get swung on. That is a great right hook from the Smoke, taking out Chusky. Nervash chiming in as well, finding Lodi, finding Schwack, and LCO actually taking Burger down. It's like, you know what? Let me just do the job for you. That Nitrous was right on the spot. Oh my goodness.
a precision predator strike almost. It seems like they're coming in from Bardock. Nitrocell right on the money, blows him apart. That's a Kobe if there ever was one with Nitrocell. So HB, that's more like a fundamental at Timmy D than anything.
Yeah, the bank shot. That was again. This is like I mentioned, Absolute Gaming. They really they can really show their strength on defense. Meanwhile, HB looking a little disjointed there. I honestly don't know why the Monty decided to pressure the left side, pressure that smoke shield as early as he did when they didn't clear out the front hallway. But again, these are small mistakes that you can remedy. Hopefully they do that moving forward because it does look like they're still sticking with the shield.
What should have been done there was as soon as the Mozzie went in, I believe because like the bunker big wall, right, was reinforced totally. It was only like the elbow that wasn't. They had the rotation through it. But so what they should have done was as soon as the Monty walked in, the Ash or the Zophie should have pushed in with him with maybe the Ace watching the door on towards the bunker door towards pillars, and so that would have at least allowed the Monty to have a fragger right behind him to help him out, because in that case, if there was two of them, they would have definitely gotten that smoke killed, and then they would have been able to open the rotation up even bigger to let the Monty walk on in, because they do have a bunch of soft disruption and all, and so you maybe want to burn a single Ash charge for that. But I think this is the thing about HB, like they have the right idea. It's just the macro part of it all. Yeah, the execution macroness of it all is what is kind of been their flaw right now. Of course, that can be solved through communication, and so they still signs of life here from HB, but it's going to be difficult for them as they're in the defensive, and they can pull out the Monty once again. It's going to be a 2-second floor hold. Yes, Simon, round number 2.
That's right. Just a bit of a footnote as well. On the previous round, if Shaq had to say it, they gave him the bow. They couldn't clear out the bow, so they gave him the bow. Right now, HB again, they want to communicate. This is pretty much a given. I don't want to get into detail of this, but these are just those tiny things, that you shouldn't be missing out. But it's so hard not to point it out when it's going wrong. This time, it's actually still Lodi and Chusky trying to take it from the balcony this time around. I don't think they're aware that there is a shield there and a bit of a crossfire happening. Kincaid, are you taking a bit of contact from Bridges? But so far, Jur is sitting pretty. He understands someone is there. He does have a Nitro Cell ready in hand. He will actually take a bit of the nail on Lodi there, chipping him away. That Nitro Cell is going to be expended early, but no dice on anyone. Will take a bit of damage as Chusky, though, but ultimately will not be consequential to their push.
Do open up the hole here, so they're going to be able to walk into.
Oh, no.
What a down! That is very hard to land there coming from Kincaid, but he does down the Maverick. They're going to be able to res him, though. He's going to be safe there as he is towards the tower stairs, and so good spray control to get him in that very small pixel angle that Maverick did open up for himself, used against him.
And it does look like Chusky and Lodi are a little frozen here on balcony. You'd think they'd be applying a little more pressure here. But so far, no drones have come out to check if there's anyone ready to trade for this mute. And again, just a little frozen. I think they're waiting on the Manta pressure from Big Window and a bit on the side of Kid's bedroom. But it does look like they're finally making their move here. Looking a little wary of Armory. Jur also looking at the Fragger has the right idea. Schwak will actually find Kincaid. And like I said, that crossfire came in. Lodi will find Jur as well. This Bridges is pretty much open as the defenders are reeling. I actually don't know where the rotations are coming from now. Bardock looks like he's stuck. Nervash playing from under. Machi Bros still trying to hold on against the shield.
Nervash will have a very important position right now because he is going to be helping Bardock out when the shield does push. He does have an angle. I think he might find a frag here. He does get Lodi very low here. The ace, and so good angle here to be played coming in from Nervash. He's going to be helping out Machi Bros, who's trapped between 4 defenders right now. Both of them split into 2 and 2. Machi Bros trying to get the kill. He has to be careful right here right now because right around the corner is going to be the waiting ace on Lodi, who's going to get a frag onto him. So that's going to bring it down to a 2v4 in the favor of Absolute. Not actually in the favor of Absolute, it's in favor of HB. As Absolute are going to get wiped out. True Skin Shock will close things off, and they do tie up the game 4-4.
I actually like the patience there from HB. I thought they were getting a little jumbled up there with their attack, but everything was falling into place. Now, Absolute, they have to adjust here. They're kind of giving a little too much room for HB to wiggle. I did appreciate the Goyo pick early on with the vector spray control. That was pretty nice. Meanwhile, the Melusi still coming into play. maybe this mute could be swapped out for something else. But on the side of HB, nothing so far, nothing new at least.
Well, 4-4 on the board, and HB are looking a lot better now than they have during the consulate map once again. And this Monty did not work out the first time they pulled it out, but they made the proper adjustments to actually make use of the Monty. You see, they're like, if the Montaigne was alone on the side of Trusky, he would have probably died to the smoke, right? If there was no other help coming from the two other players who were in the vicinity, who weren't the ace in that case, Lodi. Even though he was low, he was waiting right beside the Monty inside Trophy and was able to give the information out to Trusky what was happening. Machubo was 11 frags already on him. He's been fragging out entirely, so I believe he might also be, I don't know if he's the IGL, but I do believe he's the team captain of them, so Machubo's doing really well.
Doing really well indeed. Now, Absolute Gaming looked a little disjointed on that defense. They had the right idea playing from vertical, but could not find the frags as fast as they wanted to. So getting for another crack at dorms here. Looks like they're completely shutting off the rotation from the small room to Trophy. And it does look like they're going to have another, pretty much an identical approach on the side of HB. I'm honestly interested to know why they choose to put the ace behind the shield instead of maybe a potentially the Zophie or the Sledge. Seeing how if things could go wrong, at least you wouldn't lose your hard breacher. But then again, that AK is just too strong to pass up.
Yeah, I mean, the AK-12 is definitely something that you can viably use, and you can see your sight line being made. That is to see right under into the main lobby to help contest that, and it's a good good map awareness coming in here from Absolute Gaming, and specifically Machu Bros on the smoke. And so LCO is going to try and open up a rotation here to make their way into Attic. He's going to be able to crawl on in once this is removed. Taking a bit of a while to do it, though.
Yeah, still though, even though this is taking a bit of time, still going in really fast. And Absolute Gaming, I love their turtling style, but sometimes you gotta be a little more aggressive than that, Chief. Lottie trying to find the mute jammer here, just trying to set up a sight line. I don't know what he's trying to do. But so far, the game has slowed down to a bit of a lull here. We do find Nervash holding down Armory, but again, has to be a little wary of that Armory window. Meanwhile, LCO is also aware of the fact that he got vectored from that very angle that he was holding. So that's also in the back of his mind. Kincaid trying to make his way back onto the site here. Does not want to give any potential early frags towards HB. Meanwhile, HB doing the exact same thing. Getting a shield onto the balcony, but no answer yet. Oh, Nervash actually big brain, letting him pass, not giving his position away. I don't know if he was drone or not, but oh, this is so smart. This ace is gonna get destroyed. But he misses it. He misses the chance and gets swung on. That could have been so good. But Lottie says, no, I know what you're trying to do. And now LCO's getting chipped away from the smoke. Schrock actually falls to the shotgun, saying he got a little too close for comfort. But Jer will take a lot of damage from that exchange as well. It doesn't matter. He lands a shot onto Aaron, and Aaron is fried. The shield is all alone. That Nitro Cell's not gonna land anything on anyone too important though. But the ace holes, they're finally breaching in. Jer still holding strong and holding close. Meanwhile, Bardock trying to support him in a crossfire. Things aren't looking too great on the side of HB. Meaningful map control is still on the side of Absolute Gaming. They put themselves in a position where it's basically a web of death if anyone from HB will cross.
Yeah, look at all these crossfires coming in from Absolute Gaming, and so if here Trusky on the Montaigne decides to push in, he's actually gonna get trapped in if LCO cannot cover his rear, and so Bardock, he knows that he has to fall back playing towards white, but does not have to panic right now. Kincaid, the same thing. He's getting pressured, but they don't have to panic right now because there's no real way they can find frags. As Machi Bros is gonna find LCO, he's gonna be pushing Trusky, and that's gonna be around as he's gonna be trapped on in. Kincaid will shut him down. A bit of a team go there from Bardock, but a perfect play coming from Absolute. We saw that they were getting heavily pressured from the side here of HB. They had a player coming in from Attic, a player, obviously, Trusky and the Monty, coming in towards games, out of Trophy Door, and then another player trying to support him as well. But they knew that, okay, you guys can push, you guys can pressure, but we can deny your plant anyways. We still have the smoke, we have a bunch of Nitro Cells on our hands. We don't even have to go for the peak. Even there when we saw the Goyo taking lots of damage, he just had to hide behind the bunk, really the steel bunk inside, well, close to the big window, and knew that all they had to do was sit tight. There's no way they can actually peek me right now. They can only pressure me, but they can't peek me. And so if they do, then the trades will probably go towards the side of Absolute Gaming. They're already a man advantage up, and their positioning was great. So good defensive round coming from Absolute Gaming. That is by the book how you want us to play a defense.
You know what I've noticed from HB actually? It just kind of came to me. They don't drone as much as you'd think they would want to. Like I don't think I've seen a lot of droning from HB. It seems like they really want to play on the up tempo as much as they can. But again, like you mentioned, Absolute Gaming just kind of let them into their trap and basically executed them one by one. Now, HB, they should be a little more wary of that kind of playstyle. They are playing basement this time around. Hopefully, they won't leave their Monty on an island like they did the previous push.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell if the fact that they're not droning as much is because of the fact that, you know, Absolute Gaming have been denying the drones, or they're just choosing not to. I haven't necessarily like picked up on that yet to keep track of it in my head, but you mentioned it, I will start paying attention to that. Chusky, gonna be back on the Monty, and we have seen them make it work. It hasn't been like the best pick. Right now, it hasn't gotten more fruit than it otherwise would have. So we're gonna see if the Monty pick is really the right idea right now. Because if it doesn't work this round, I think maybe switching off a Monty might be the best idea.
Yeah, because it's like we said, it's basically giving up another gun. You know, again, that free information gathering, it's still really strong, but you're making your presence known, and that's obviously gonna lure the defenders to you like flies on a corpse. I think that's a bit of a morbid comparison, but I can't think of anything better. Again, going for this grueling pace, it does look like HB are adamant on that shield. They really want to make it work. They have a bit more of a flanking guard here on LCO, switching up to the Nomad. Actually rocking the ARX instead of the AK. Interesting choice.
I mean, look at this. You have Gerger playing inside Attic, and he's there to deny the hatch inside meeting, if anything. I believe you're going to try and go for that, and if they do realize that the big wall into Attic is reinforced, they might be able to tell that Gerger is there in the first place. Otherwise, Gerger is just going to drop down through the hatches. He does have a drone taken on him. Now, I believe, Ref, the reason why, and Gerger might actually find a frag here, but the reason why they actually pull out the Monty is because, and you can see the effects of it here, but no! I thought he was going to find a frag here, Gerger, but Aaron Berger, a good pick on to him. And as I was saying, the reason why you would kind of want to pick a Monty, I guess, in this case, or maybe their philosophy, as Trusky's almost going down here, is because of the fact that they have been playing the Mute and Mozzie a lot, and that's been denying their droning too. And Machi Bros will find the frag in the Trusky here, the Montaigne. They were kind of using the Montaigne to get free information because they weren't able to drone comfortably because of the Mute or Mozzie being come into play. But then I asked, why not try the Yana then? You can also get free information that way. But in this case, picks go either way. And okay, Gabe's able to find another one. LCO does go down. Machi Bros taking some damage too, but Nervash will get taken down. That's a good opening pick from Lodi. And that's going to help things open up here towards the bunk. But his place has been taken out by Machi Bros, and he's going to have to hold on to bunk here with Bardog assisting him.
That's right, and still no meaningful ground, losing majority of their team. A fourth will be found by Bardog as well. Oh my goodness, I can't believe they didn't check that corner. Now Aaron is the last man on the front here. Cannot find a frag to save his life right now, and as I say that, Mochi will actually fall. But Aaron Berger is still quite a task at hand here. A 1v2 situation, definitely doable, but Bardog still has the luxury of having a nitro cell he can just chuck if Aaron Berger chooses to turtle up. But again, there's only 10 seconds, so he's forced to make a move here. Smart choice by Kincaid, just try to get some pot shots. Doesn't matter, it lands the pot shot onto the face, and will actually take down Aaron Berger. And I'd just like to add, yeah, I was actually thinking of the Yana pick as well. Again, free info gathering, plus fragging power and frag grenades. And you know, Yana's yes. But yes. But again, I get their thought process now that you shed a lot more light into it. Bless be Black and Blue, the analyst, for giving us all this information. Now, for the first time, we'll actually see the alibi. I think we've touched on alibi a multitude of times. Has a shield, has utility, doesn't have the greatest utility, but it's there. Has a pretty strong gun, high rate of fire, a lot of headshot potential. But for the first time in the series, actually not getting swapped out as well. It's actually the Legion getting swapped out for the smoke, and the Nomad going for a bit more hard reach in the thermite.
The thing about Alibi is like her main gadget isn't exactly the best. It definitely has uses, but it's not the best. It's kind of situational. Some sites it's good, some sites it's pretty much negligible. And actually it's never really great. It's just good at best on some specific sites. But really, what makes Alibi a decent pick in some sites is the fact that everything surrounding the main gadget is good to great. She has a very high rate of fire weapon, very low recoil, and in a game like Siege, DPS doesn't necessarily matter when it comes to body shots because a single bullet from any gun can kill anybody at any range. And then she's also a 3-speed. She also has a secondary pocket shotgun, and she also has a choice of either impacts or a shield, which are two of the top three
Top
strongest
priority.
secondary utilities that you kind of want. It goes like shield, and then nitro cell, and then impacts, right? And in that case, she has two of the top three secondary gadgets that you'd want, and so that's what really makes her a viable pick here. Is that she has so much capabilities to surround what she might be lackluster in, which is her main gadget. And so, Absolute Gaming, this is the largest lead any team's had so far this entire map.
Yeah, actually, this was a really close map. But Absolute Gaming looked to oppress them with a lot more cheeky angles this time, trying to get them on the early approach. As you mentioned, if Alibi had a slightly better gun, then I would have to say she's borderline overpowered at that point. It's a good thing that her gun still takes quite a bit of skill to use, as Lodi will actually take quite a number on his health there. Again, Absolute Gaming trying to deny the early approach here because that's HB have been getting crippled from. They just can't get a grip or position themselves for a good take, and when they do, it's actually walking into a crossfire.
Well, it's not like they were short on shotguns anyways. They have Machi Bros here, Kincaid as well, and those two are very shotgun heavy, so it's not like they really needed this pistol. But in any case, Schwach taking a bit of damage here. Lodi a bit more. He is down to about 35 HP on him. But since it is a kitchen push, they're going to be holding from up top as well. It's a kitchen and dining push. But look at this. The vigil has been found already. Schwach, a good opening pick from him, even with low HP. Lodi has been taken down, but not out just yet. It's going to be 2 picks falling in the way of HB here, and this is the best round they've had on attack so far already. It is now a 5v3 in their situation, and Kincaid, he's going to be relegated here towards playing in kitchen. Now, when you are holding here on the defense, what you kind of want to do is have a player towards bunk. I believe that's where the Alibi here in Gerger is playing, because he's going to be able to deny the plant from up top going down. They're going to be able to open the right wall here in the small tower. A peek coming in from Machi Bros. Ill-advised coming in from him. That is not what you want to do. But here, Gerger, he's going to have a very important position. If he can find this Ash, then he might be able to deny the plant too. He's able to find the Aaron Burger. It's going to be a 2v3 situation right now. The plant is coming down. It's going to be inside the smoke as well. Kincaid not able to deny it. Gerger, will he be able to? Kincaid, he's going to walk through. He's actually going to see him. He's going to kill the planter, but not deny the plant. It's going to be a 1v2 situation right now, all in the hands of Gerger. And this is actually, he still has a chance here, Raph, to pull this off.
He does, but having the shield alive, this is gonna be so problematic. Plus, Schwach does have the range advantage with the optics here. But Jer, once again, this is still very doable. Oh, as long as the shield doesn't spot him. Oh, but as I mentioned it, I cursed it into existence. Jer will have to try and go for the long rotate or find the fragger here, try to isolate the shield. But Schwach has an idea, and that idea is to shoot him in the face. And that is going to be an ace. Oh, Soundbug says Chusky.
Coming in here from Schwach. What a great round coming in from him. Hero exemplary plays coming in from HB to try and bring this one back. We're going to be having a rehost as things, have not even started, so you're going to be allowed to do that. And don't worry, guys, we're going to be back very shortly with that rehost. But I did like a lot what I saw coming there from the side of HB. I think a mistake that Absolute did was a bunch of fatal ones, really. The fact that they had, Machi Bros peek that breach wall. I guess he was trying to go for like a 50-50 play, but you don't really want to win a game based on a 50-50 play, wherein when I say 50-50 play, what does that mean is that there's two outcomes from that. Either one, you get a pick and it's very good, and either two, you die, and then it's very bad. And so when you go 50-50, you're pretty much like a coin toss up in the air on what's going to happen. And I don't like the fact that Machi Bros really took that gamble in that situation. I get it, but I don't think it was the most advised to do. Because in the fact that they had Gerger playing from bunk, he can deny the plant through the hatch anyways. Of course, when they did plant there, where they actually did plant on the ace, that cannot be denied vertically from bunk. You're going to have to play inside the small tower on the second floor of the small tower to be able to deny that plant where Ace was actually planting, or deny it with smokes and nitro cells. In this case, they're not able to deny it with the smoke. They thought it was going to be on one of the farther places, when really it was not. It was closer to the hallway door instead of the big tower side. And so, yeah, I think that's a mistake that Absolute did make during that game, and I think that's something that they should be able to rectify, knowing who they are.
I feel like the moment that I think that was the smoke that pushed the big wall, right? I think they're trying to ride
Yeah.
off the momentum.
It was the mute.
If that yeah, it was the mute. It was the mute. I think they're trying to ride off the early momentum that they did with that really early aggressive push towards Kitchen as well, but that didn't work out for them. So I don't really know why he went for the 50-50 play. I don't know what the thought process was. I think he kind of wanted to disjoint the attack or whatever. But I guess it's one of those moments where you just kind of think to yourself as a player, you know, it would have been cool, it worked, but it didn't. So again,
Yeah,
maybe
it's kind of like well, I wanted it for the clip, you know, and they do
I
have
wanted it for the
some
clip.
lead here right now.
Yeah.
Not the biggest lead. It's only now as they do win, it's 6-5 really, and so it's still a very close game coming in from both of these teams. So we're gonna be moving now back into the game here as HB and Absolute Gaming, the rehost, coming in very quickly. Thank you to our admins. Flank is our observer, guys, by the way, if you guys are familiar with him. And so round number 12 coming in underway here, and still a lead in the favor of Absolute Gaming, but they're gonna have to try and bring this one home, because otherwise I don't believe they want to go into overtime, as HB are a single round away from tying it all up.
Finally, we see a Blackbeard on the side of any of these teams, really, but potential candidate for a swap. I think it'd be the Montaigne. I don't think the Montaigne would kind of make sense in this kind of lineup. They want to play fast with the Maru, have a lot of big window pressure with Blackbeard. So I guess the Montaigne would be a good swap candidate, but so far, none of the teams have... I'm actually really curious what HB wants to do with this Monty.
Yeah, I would like to see the Yana honestly come up on this round. I think this is the round to pull out the Yana in this situation. You're going on 2F. Monty is really good on basement, if anything, for any of the sites here. That's, I think, the best site that he's good on. He's also good on the last site that they played in, which was kitchen and dining. Yes, he is viable there, meeting as well. But I think the site that he might be not as best on is going to be the second floor site, because of the fact that there's so much soft floor destruction that you almost expect the defenders to play the hallways downstairs, right, so that they can nitro cell the knife from above. That is a very common strat, actually, especially if there's a Pulse or a Valkyrie into play. In this case, Valkyrie is banned, so you're not going to be able to do that, but Pulse is in the game. They don't pull it out here for the side of Absolute Gaming, but I wouldn't be surprised if they still try to nitro cell, or rather kill Monty in any case from down to up when Monty actually comes here to the second floor, because look at all this. It's all soft destruction wall, right? A single ping and they can chuck a nitro cell out and kill him with that. And so I do believe Yana is a better pick in this situation. Plus, Yana has grenades too, and that will definitely help when attacking this site, because, well, there's lots of like common default places where you'd expect a defender to be that you can literally just gamble
Just
on
run
50-50 and like either pre-fire, or if you have a nade them from underneath. You can literally just gamble on it, because there's so many spots here that are soft from underneath. Yeah.
You know, honestly, I kind of don't want to highlight Yana as much because you be my nerfer. But again, Yana is just so I wouldn't say stupid, but in the sense that you have nigh infinite drones and so much info gathering and the potential to mix up the enemy team. It's just so strong. And honestly, again, Ayana would be such a great fit for this team. But again, this Monty is still something that HB has been riding on. You know, Absolute has adjusted to that. As you mentioned, there's a million nitro cells and a lot of soft destruction that can leave the Monty open from everywhere else. Again, I think this is going to be up to Aaron on how much he can pressure window and take a lot of map from the big window as a Blackbeard. But Absolute Gaming, they have other ideas.
Yeah, bring a lot of withstanding and like resistance here, at least from the side of HB. That's one thing going for their way. I mean, Aaron, he's on the Blackbeard, of course, which gives you a bunch of free peaks, and Monty is nigh indestructible if you can't get him from the side from down under, right? And so, or just nitro sell him out, because, well, he's Monty. If you can't get close up to him too, it's going to be very difficult. So they do have a lot of sustain here at the very least. Georgia playing from underneath, and he has a nitro cell on him. I do not doubt that what he's trying to do right now is just wait inside garage, wait till they actually go for the plant inside games, and then kill him from underneath with a nitro cell. I do believe that's exactly why Georgia is playing here. You can see he's even fallen back. Oh, he actually expends a nitro cell, and that's removed. Not even able to find a frag with that. K-Engage, he's going to have to try and get the trade-off here, but Bardoc's the one to find it. Bardock, that's a good pick from him to find Lodi in return. And K-Engage is going to find LCO there, the Amaru, the opposing, well, Guru member coming in. Actually, not Guru, I forget what unit they're from, but they're both from the same operation anyways here, the Goyo and the Amaru. That's some game lore free stuff that I'm not exactly as familiar with. It's okay. Neither does Kickstar. He doesn't know the unit names too.
That Melusi tried to throw hands, but it's actually Aaron finding Bardock here. I find the positioning of the operators here on the side of HB quite peculiar, but so far it hasn't been the. You know what? Yeah, it's kind of falling apart. I was just about to say it hasn't been that bad, but again, Absolute Gaming, just showing that they're the veteran team again for HB. I think their mindset in this round with their picks was to just kind of win it with fragging power, but obviously Absolute Gaming is not a team that you can do it with. I'm really wondering, I'm really curious why they didn't put the Amaru to put a little more pressure towards Kid's bedroom window, or have the Blackbeard towards big window, and have the maybe Monty push up from main stairs or even balcony like they did, because that seemed like it was working out. But again, maybe that could be a feeling out phase for HB. I'm really hopeful for this next map because that was such a close map, honestly.
Yeah, it looked really well coming in there for the side of Absolute Gaming towards the end. And I think like if they push the Amaru inside Kid's window, if they literally just yeeted her in with her grappling hook, then they might have actually found a frag on Kincaid, who had his back turned because he was inside attic. That might have actually worked out for them. But of course, hindsight is 2020, and I know Bardock was towards White Stairs as well, so who knows what would have happened. But I still think it might have given them a bigger chance. Although we are going to be moving into a short break, guys, before we move into our final map. If they do take this, it's a 2-2-0 series right now. It's a best of 5, guys. I'm not sure what the 4th and 5th map is yet. I think 4th might be Villa, if anything.
Coastline,
then 5th might be Coastline, and then, or actually no, I think the 5th might be Coastline. The 4th actually might be Villa, if I remember correctly. But Clubhouse is definitely the 3rd map that we're gonna have up here. And so the question right now is: are Absolute gonna end it 3-0? Or are HB going to extend this series and give us a 4th map? That is the question, guys. But we're going to be back after a short break. We'll see you in a hair. Don't go anywhere.